Good morning, everyone. A few months ago, Police Chief Richard Eddington announced his retirement, and at that point, once the initial shock wore off and the community kind of grasped the idea that we were going to have a change, we had a number of opportunities to talk with the community about what qualities they were hoping that we would find in our next police chief. I think it's safe to say that people wanted someone who, if they weren't from Evanston, certainly knew Evanston, someone who understood the community, someone who understood the community's priorities, and I'm proud to announce today that I believe we have found that person. I'm here today to announce that the next Evanston Chief of Police is going to be Demitrous Cook. Many of you know that Chief Cook served 26 years with the Evanston Police Department, including 6 years as a deputy chief. He then left us and went to the Glenwood Police Department, where he has been the chief of police since 2010. He began his law enforcement career in 1981 as a police supervisor with the Northwestern University Police Department, serving both the Chicago and Evanston campuses. In 1984, he joined the Evanston Police Department as a patrol officer, rising through the ranks to become deputy chief of police in 2004, overseeing the department's support services division and later the investigative services division. During his 37 years in law enforcement, Chief Cook has held a variety of external leadership positions, served as president of the South Suburban Emergency Response Team, as vice president of the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives, Chicago Metropolitan Chapter, and also provided instruction on community-oriented policing at the University of Illinois Chicago's Institute for Public Safety. Chief Cook holds a Master of Science degree in Criminal Justice from Lewis University and a Bachelor of Science degree in Law Enforcement from Southern Illinois University. He is a graduate of the FBI's Midwest Law Enforcement Executive Development Program and Northwestern University School of Police Staff and Command. He is also a 1999 graduate of Leadership Evanston. So we're very proud to welcome back Chief Cook. He'll start on January 2nd. And so without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce to you the next Chief of Police for the City of Evanston, Demitrous Cook.
Thank you very much. First, I'd like to pay my respects to Chief Eddington. He's been a great police chief, in my opinion. He was someone that when I moved out to Glenwood, I could count on with some of the issues that I was having as a new police chief. He's a great friend and a mentor, and I really appreciate his service to the city of Evanston. Thank you, Chief. My goal is to come here and make positive change. My goal is to get down to the root cause of the issues in this town that cause mistrust with the police department. And that can be a difficult proposition when people already have mistrust. So with the community's efforts and the police officers here, we're gonna discuss things in a way that's civil, that's respectful for both parties, and try to make change that's positive for the whole city. I will be networking with the business community, the institutions here such as Northwestern University, District 65 and 202, the clergy members, and of course government, in order to facilitate change in this town. It's a great opportunity for me to have this position. I always looked at that wall upstairs with the great police chiefs that we've had in the past up there, and I always wanted my name to be on that wall. So I'd like to thank the Mayor Haggerty, Chief Bob, City Manager Wally Bobkowicz for their service and for having faith in me to come here and do a great job. I promise you I'll do the best job that I can. Thank you very much.
Any questions for Chief Cook?
Silence is golden.
When does he start? When you start?
January 2nd. I'll be here. I'll be here at 8:30, January 2nd. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Bridget.
Chief, what do you see as the best solution at this point for the issues that the department's going to face regarding the budget and staffing levels? What kind of approach do you hope to use on that?
Well, I like zero-based budgeting. You know, when you have economic issues, you always look at zero-based budgeting, justify your expenditures. You know, I don't believe in encumbering funds because that money could be utilized by other departments to help them achieve their goals. So we'll look at, you know, some of the big ticket items and see how we can stretch purchasing of those items out, such as cars. You all got really nice cars here, so I want to keep them nice so that we can maybe get a little bit more out of them. And then it'll be whatever the city manager believes that we should be doing to further cut costs or be efficient in the expenditures that we have.
You mentioned improving community relations as one of the key goals that you have coming into the department again. What do you see as some of the other key achievements that you hope to accomplish?
Well, fiscal responsibility is one. I think the greatest thing that I would like to achieve is a better relationship with our police officers. Evanston has some great police officers. We've always had high-quality police officers. If you come out south and you mention Evanston, you get a lot of accolades and praise because in the past, this has been a great police department. And the officers here are what makes that happen. I'm going to be trying to facilitate them becoming more involved with the community in terms of true relationships. You know, if someone sees a police officer in a situation, they'll know who he is. So we're going to get to know each other. I think that's one of the primary issues that's going on in America now. You know, and my issue is, how do you do that? You know, do you wait for the monthly neighborhood meeting? I don't think so. I think you bring people in to the police department. This is a public building. Come in, let's sit down and talk about some things. Let's be candid and let's be respectful to each other. The police officers in America deserve praise. It's not every police officer that's out here committing issues for the government. So we're going to do things to make it more transparent. Come in, have a good time. That's what I plan to do. Yes, ma'am.
Chief, I have you scheduled on January 9th at 7 o'clock for a board meeting at the Leavey Center.
Okay, yes, ma'am. I'll be there. Yes, sir.
What is your policy on furloughs, and what is your policy about maintaining furloughs? Excuse me. And maintaining an open door for civilians to come in and have access to you about concerns they might have in the community?
Well, I'm not going to be hiding. You know, come on in. If you call me and I make it over to your house, I'll come to your house. My thing is interaction. And that's the only way that we could come to true solutions about some of the issues we may have. I've had a long history of interaction with people, not only in a police sense, but if you invite me to your wedding, I'm coming. If you invite me to dinner at your house, I'm coming. So my policy is to be open. I've learned to listen. So I'll listen to what you have to say and take it into consideration for whatever the issue may be.
Unpaid leave for officers. Will you increase that or decrease it?
Well, that's a budget issue, you know, and I have to review the budget. And that's really something that I'll be getting guidance from with the city manager. If that's something that he wants me to do, then we'll have to try to work it out. But I tell you this, if a police officer is taking furlough days, I'm gonna stand with him, I'm gonna take them also. But I'll be at work.
Other questions? Rebecca?
I was just curious how you see the difference between the department that you're currently a chief in and what experiences compared to our department, and what experiences are you going to take from there in order to build Chief Eddington's legacy?
Well, what I did, well, Glenwood is a small town. You know, we had 24 cops, but it was tight-knit, and I want it to be tight-knit here. You know, we got to have great internal relationships in order to project the persona out to the public. So I'm hoping that we can bond closer together internally where we can do great things externally. Some of the things that I did out in Glenwood to further the partnership was I kind of took the cloak off of the police officer. And what I mean by that is I put them out in the public eye at meetings that I would go to so that people will become familiar with them. I exposed them to governmental processes because a lot of police officers, they have no idea what goes on in city council. I think in order to develop people to the next level of leadership, they need to understand what government is all about. So I'll be doing that, and I'll also be doing ride-alongs where you come get in the car with me, and we go around and we see what's going on in this neighborhood. You can see what the police officers actually do. These police officers work really hard, and they do a really great job, and I'm going to help them do a better job.
Other questions?
Yes, ma'am.
I got here a little late, but how do you feel, I don't know if someone's asked this already, how do you feel knowing that the community really wanted you back?
Well, you know, I feel great that I have that kind of support. I've never left Evanston, really. You know, I'm up here a lot. And it's from exposing myself. You know, when I first started walking a beat, people didn't like me. I had to call some of the old school TAC guys and some of the old commanders to get me assimilated into the community. But I kept going around, and the relationship kept getting better and better. So that's what I hope our police officers will take into consideration, is that the public really is on our side. And I think if we get out there and listen and not take things personal, we can move forward.
Anything else?
Will you be living in Evanston?
Yes, I plan to find a place in Evanston.
All right, any other questions? If not, I'm sure Chief Cook will be happy to stay around and chat. Again, congratulations,
Thank you.
Chief. And again, Chief Eddington, on behalf of the community, thank you for all that you've done.
Yeah.